Okay, great. Here we are. It is noon Eastern, 9 out here on the West Coast. Shout out to the West Coast, the best coast. It's Jen Frazier, CEO, founder of Firefly Partners, with another episode of Untangled. Untangled, we are doing conversations about digital and AI for social good. And every week I have a different guest on to help us untangle the mess behind the mission of the thorny whatnots of the technology and the tools that we use to help further our missions. And this week, I am joined by Dirk Steuernagel from, let's see, it's the
Sure.
Digital Transformation Group, or DTG, I think is
Yeah,
what we're just
DTT for
make
short.
it short, DTG
Yes.
Transformation Group. So up in Vancouver.
Right.
Yay, shout out for
Yes.
Canada.
Yes.
Dirk, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you taking some time out of your day.
Yeah, no, thanks, Jen, for having me, for inviting me. So
Yeah.
really appreciate it and looking forward to our conversation.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
So today we're going to talk about those little pesky AI agents that are starting to become more prevalent in everyone's lives. We like them, we're annoyed by them, we're not sure about them. We're going to talk about them and talk about why we should learn to love and play nicely with said agents. Because guess what? Spoiler alert, they're not going anywhere. Okay. But before we dive into that, Dirk, tell everybody a little bit about you, your background, how you got here. I'm going to guess that you're not a native English speaker. So tell us where you
Yeah.
came from and how you got where you are.
No, thanks, and also good job for pronouncing my name right. So originally I'm from Germany, and in fact I'm a Salesforce consultant. So I had a Salesforce consultancy back in Germany. Now I have a Salesforce consultancy back in Canada. But I really enjoy and then focus only working with nonprofits and yeah, so doing Salesforce implementations and then
Mhm,
talking with nonprofits on a day-to-day basis. I really see a strong fit and a strong opportunity really for
mhm.
nonprofits to tap on, as you said, to AI agents and then really supporting the nonprofit operations with AI.
Or the AI in general.
Yes, exactly. Because I mean, with the current situation and economic environment, I mean, what's top of mind for non-profits? So they really need to, increase their fundraising,
Yeah,
so revenue. This is probably number one priority right now,
definitely.
as
Yeah.
as fundings, federal fundings, state fundings. All of this is like getting harder and harder.
Hmm.
Economic situations, like people are not like donating as much
As
because
much.
right,
Right.
gas prices and grocery
Oh,
bills are piling up. So really, I believe AI can really support nonprofits really raising and being top of on their game in terms of
mhm.
fundraising and really trying to bring down the message about the mission and really drive and convert people who are interested in to becoming active donors.
Yeah. Supporters of, that's true. Yes. The disposable income for folks is shrinking or disappearing really as
Yes.
we every day when we don't know what's going to be happening when we wake up the next day and some new crazy has unfolded. So yes, like trying to find new and interesting ways and creative ways, not just of sort of like really kind of extracting donations, but I think, nonprofits are all about relationships,
Right.
and the relationship hopefully leads to some donations, but really it's also just engagement and sort of like there's a lot of engagement, lots of different ways that nonprofits really are looking for their community, their folks, the people they serve to be engaged with their organization in whole lots of ways. So fundraising and getting the donation is one important
Mm.
piece of it, but I definitely think that there's opportunities to use the tools to help engage folks for all sorts of different kinds of activities and engagement that, beyond just the fundraising.
Exactly. You also have to meet your like people your audience where they're at, right? So especially like the younger generation, like, people younger than myself, I mean, they're mobile first. So when they engage with a website, when they engage with a non-profit, when they look up for volunteer opportunities or program engagement, whatnot, I mean, they're not sitting in front of their laptops, they're like mobile. Everything needs to work on mobile, and they don't do it like on Tuesday at 10 o'clock.
No,
They're in school,
the times are like, it could be
right? I
middle of
mean,
the night.
they're in school, they're in college, they're in university, they're working, right?
Right.
So when people engage with a nonprofit, want to understand their mission, want to look up volunteer opportunities, whatnot, I mean, they do it on a weekend. I mean, and
Or
then
late.
they have,
Yeah.
or late, right? So
Yeah.
like when they come home late,
Right.
9 o'clock in the evening or on the weekend, and then they want to engage, they have questions, they want to donate, but like they cannot engage because they cannot reach like someone from the nonprofit to ask about, hey, this volunteer opportunity, like, am I eligible, is
Right.
it working for me? So it's really like, and this is like the point where AI agents can help, because I mean they're available like 24/7
Yeah.
on the weekend.
We love those
So
robots. They don't need to sleep. They're amazing. They don't need food and water.
yeah, and also like an interesting story, like we were supporting like a grant making organization,
Okay.
and so they had a deadline, for grant applications,
Yeah.
and then guess when all the questions about the grant application came in? They came in on like
The night
Saturday,
before.
Sunday,
Right.
like
Yeah.
the day before the deadline, and guess what? Like Saturday, Sunday, like no one could answer
Right.
those questions. Yeah, and
Yeah.
so they had to like defer the deadline because like so many questions came in
Ah,
unanswered, so they had to move it like from Monday to like I don't know, like Thursday or Friday, what that was.
right.
So
Get
yeah,
it. Those are really good use cases. Definitely, if you're a grant making organization, always lots of questions as the deadline approaches. The other use cases we were talking about is like a multi-step event registration. Some of these things that are just like, regular fundraising and a donation page, fine. Like there's some questions people might have, but there's a lot of other use cases, volunteering, events, grant making, grant applications are due, like all these different things, like all the different ways you can think of your organization that has some part of like interactive space, like you're trying to get somebody to fill out information for you or submit information, and then there's like
yeah,
how much time of your staff is spent fielding those kinds of questions, or how many transactions or submissions are abandoned when someone can't figure it out, make all their way through, or get their questions answered
yeah,
along the
and
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Jen, there's also like another like interesting fact. I mean, from Canada, we are used to have everything like bilingual, like English and French. But like a lot of U.S. nonprofits, at least this is my experience.
Yeah.
The websites, their registration forms, their donation forms, they're not bilingual.
Right.
So and like we support some nonprofits like who were for Spanish-speaking communities,
Right.
like the kids, the children, they want to sign up for programs, and
Yeah.
they understand. I mean, they maybe speak better English than their parents, but the
Right.
parents have to give their consent. The parents also need to understand what the kids are signing up for. The parents just speak, English as their native language,
Correct.
and it's really hard for
Right.
non-English speakers,
To navigate.
to understand
Yeah.
the content and to navigate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then
So how many languages can you do you currently? So you've been creating these little agents and like getting them out on people's sites right now. You said they're multilingual. Do you have a number of languages that you have available?
literally
Anything, right?
75. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's like 75 languages.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you want to, I can and just quickly demonstrate like
Yeah, we'd love to
for
see.
like
Love
a
to see what's in
fundraising use
action.
case.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So let me share my screen real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's check it out.
Yes. All right.
I'm always like, how do these things actually work?
Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
So I'm just taking Greenpeace as an example.
Okay.
So just to make a note of it, Greenpeace is not our customer. So I'm
Okay.
but I'm
Fine.
using this as an example.
Okay.
And so here there's like an agent, and it's a
Okay.
fundraising agent. So that agent is trained for fundraising and
Okay.
supporting, answer questions about the mission, and then leading the conversation towards making a donation. And I just demonstrate and then just go ahead
Okay.
and engage now.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Ben, and I'm glad you're here. What environmental issues matter most to you right now, and have you supported causes like Greenpeace before?
Hi, Ben. Yes, so I'm interested in understanding more about how I can, how Greenpeace is supporting ocean pollution with plastic waste.
Greenpeace actively campaigns against plastic pollution by raising awareness about its devastating effects on marine ecosystems. We advocate for systemic change to reduce plastic waste and push for policies that promote sustainable alternatives. Through research and public engagement, we aim to protect our oceans and ensure a healthier environment for all. Would you like to know more about specific campaigns or how you can get involved?
Yeah, so that would be interesting. Yeah, so how can I get involved?
There are several ways to get involved with Greenpeace. You can volunteer for local campaigns, participate in online actions, or share your personal story to raise awareness. Additionally, you can follow us on social media to stay updated on our initiatives. If you're interested in supporting our efforts financially, I can share more about donation options too. What resonates with you the most?
Yeah, so before I make a donation, I would just understand like a little bit more about your mission. Can you tell me a little bit about Greenpeace's mission in general?
Greenpeace's mission is to ensure the Earth can nurture life in all its diversity. We focus on preventing environmental destruction through peaceful direct action, advocacy, and raising public awareness. Our key areas include addressing climate change, protecting oceans, fighting plastic pollution, and promoting environmental justice. We aim for a green, just, and peaceful future for everyone. Does that align with what you're passionate about?
Sí, claro. ¿Habla español, por favor?
Por supuesto, puedo hablar en español. ¿Te gustaría saber más sobre la misión de Greenpeace o cómo puedes involucrarte?
Okay. Und ich möchte jetzt auf Deutsch sprechen. Ich weiß nicht, ob viele Leute jetzt Deutsch verstehen, aber kannst du mich verstehen, Ben?
Ja, ich kann dich verstehen. Wie kann ich dir helfen? Möchtest du mehr über Greenpeace und unsere Mission erfahren?
Okay, so let's switch back to English. Thank you. So how can I support Greenpeace financially?
You can support Greenpeace financially by making a one-time donation, or, even better, by becoming a monthly supporter. Monthly gifts provide a dependable source.
Okay, so
That's so
basically,
crazy.
yeah. So basically, and you can train this agent to really guide the conversation and navigate the conversation towards, making a donation or whatever you
Right.
like. So you can really train the agent, and maybe this is like for fundraising.
Yeah.
And I want to like also show like a different use case
Yeah.
about so this is an organization who's providing scholarships for STEM students, right?
Okay.
And so there's like a scholarship application process. You have to fill in like some applications, and there's always like some questions about, hey, am I eligible for scholarships and stuff like this.
Okay.
And so this agent can support with like the scholarship application.
Okay.
Just again, just another try.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Ben, your AI advisor for scholarships. Are you looking for help with scholarship eligibility, deadlines, application steps, or choosing which scholarship to apply for?
Yes, I'm a STEM student in high school, and I would like to apply for college. So what scholarships opportunities do you have available right now?
That's great to hear you're pursuing STEM. ICES offers various scholarships for students in STEM fields, but most are geared toward college students. Since you're in high school, I recommend becoming an ICES member first, as that's a requirement for applying. Once you're a member, you can explore scholarships available for college students. Would you like to know how to become a member?
Yes, so how could I become a member?
Becoming an ISIS member is easy and free for students. You can visit the IS's website and find the membership section. Just fill out the required information.
So that would be like another use case, for any
Interesting.
like applications,
Yeah.
intakes, grant applications, and things like this. So really, there, you know, there are lots of use cases,
Use
I think,
cases. Yeah.
for AI, but really it's really in general it's converting those website visitors, so like on your website, trying to learn and understand about your mission, try to understand about your programs,
Right.
how to donate, to really guide them in multiple language and 24/7, like on
Right.
Sunday evening, to talk to them about your mission, about your engagement, your impact, and then guiding and gearing the conversation towards an outcome you would like. Then the
Yeah.
outcome being a registration for volunteering,
Right.
the outcome might be recurring monthly donation or whatever else.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about what does it take to set one of these up, and sort of what's the back end like how I'm out there right now listening. And I'm like, whoa, this looks amazing. How do I set this up? And like, talk us through the process just a little bit of what an organization would need to do to get something like this going on their website.
Yeah, it's fairly pretty easy. So first of all, like as you can see from the screen sharing, so there are different phases
Right?
you can choose from. So we have about 25 characters you can
Okay.
choose from, like male, female,
Yeah.
all this. And then you basically, then we define the use case, what
Okay.
you want the agent to do, to behave. So
Okay.
we can then design the agent and give them instructions
Okay.
and background. So first of all, we define the persona. Okay, so the agent should be a fundraising specialist, or the agent should be an application specialist, or the volunteer advisor. So we define the persona. We give them instructions, what to do, and the knowledge base,
Right.
what the agent should be talking about, and also very important, guardrails. So we you don't want the agent to give any, say, medical advice in case
Right.
you're like, we don't want
Good call.
yeah, the agent to talk about something else. So like
No
putting
legal
the-
advice, no medical advice.
Exactly, exactly, yeah. So we give, again, the persona, the knowledge base, the instructions, how the agent should behave, and how the agent should guide the conversation,
Right. Yeah.
and importantly, like the guardrails. Then the nonprofit, of course, needs to test the agent,
Sure.
so testing would be like somewhere 2 to 4 weeks, just to go through several
Okay.
use cases. And once the agent is ready, it just can be deployed on any web page, with like very easily SDKs, or like embedded as an iframe
Okay.
very easily. And also important, the agent can perform actions. So
Oh.
it's not only that the agent is speaking, but
Yes.
when you confirm that you would like to make a donation
Yeah.
with the agent, then the agent would opening up the donation form.
I was gonna say, I better
with
get you
pre-
right to that page.
Yeah, with pre-filled values.
Yeah.
Or the agent would be, when you have the application form in front of you, then the agent can, help you fill out the application form,
Yeah.
answer questions, anything. So the agent can perform actions, and then
Okay.
and those actions need to be defined with the customer. So what
Sure.
the nonprofit wants as an action to happen, and so this can be embedded in the agent. So in a nutshell, deploying such an agent, including testing, it's
Yeah.
quite straightforward and
Yeah.
takes about 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay, that's awesome. I'm assuming there are ways to, I mean, these are little like talking at, to and from, whatever. It doesn't autoplay, I'm assuming, or because like I get all, I'm one of the, I'm old, let's just be fair, but I don't love it when I go onto a web page and like something just starts talking at me. So like you had to push, go, but I'm guessing there's Are there ways to make it just kind of autoplay when you get to like maybe scroll to a certain section on the page or you come to the site or whatever? Do you ever advise people to have it on autoplay or you're like,
Well, maybe technically it's possible, but I
yeah,
would not advise,
yeah,
having this on
good,
autoplay. So you always have to actively engage with
great.
the agent, like by pressing that chat now
Yeah,
button. So and it's so we don't force the agent to kick in and to come into play. But what's really like another interesting use case and like I use it a lot,
yeah,
honestly, like
yeah.
it's engaging with the agent on mobile. So
Uh-huh.
we just demoed the web page, but the
Right.
agent, of course, can speak and talk to you on mobile. And so when you're on the like, just imagine you're getting like a newsletter, like an email campaign,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're out in Costco doing grocery run, and you're getting like an email campaign coming up, and
Yeah,
then you're interested, right? Like you click on the link to the campaign, you come
yeah,
up to the landing page, and instead of like scrolling through all the
right.
information and you see that agent and you can just talk to that agent like on while you like
Hmm.
on the run and then talk with that agent about that campaign you just received the email about, right? So that's it's like there are like lots of beneficial use cases for nonprofits, I
Interesting.
believe.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's really making engaging with that prospect, engaging with the website visitor, engaging with your potential donors right when
in the
they want
moment.
to,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah. So at the moment, yeah.
So I'm assuming that obviously if it gets stumped, somebody's asking questions that it didn't get quite the answers for. I'm assuming that obviously it can say, gosh, I don't know, whatever, here's more information, da 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 related. But then also I'm assuming that your nonprofit folks are getting reports of like these kinds of things. Like the things I would want to know, like my if I'm deploying this on my website, it'd be like obviously the usage and all that kind of stuff and successful, whatever completions and all that kind of stuff. But certainly then addressing the use cases of they were asked questions that we didn't think about and we
Yes,
didn't program in. I'm assuming those get elevated and then you can kind of reprogram as you go, obviously, to say, great, now let's put an answer in for that question that we didn't think about before.
exactly. Yeah. So like the agent would tell you, if you're asking some very sophisticated question and the agent is not sure about, you can give the instruction that, if unsure, please say, okay, please reach out via email
Yeah.
to support at greenpeace.com or something like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, but again, I mean, the agent can be constantly trained,
Yeah.
and the knowledge base and instructions, they can be fine-tuned along the way. Or if you like launching a new campaign,
Yeah.
you can train that agent to answer specifically for that campaign. So
Yeah.
it's not like a once and done kind of thing, but
Oh
it's
no.
like a learning, like
That's the whole
continuous.
point of
Yeah, yeah.
the AI and the agents right now, all the learning. I'm assuming though that it's does it learn just from the questions and answers it's generating? Like is it actually then like accessing other information beyond what it's been programmed for that specific organization and the use cases that the org has put in for this particular agent? Or is it also just accessing like, the rest of the information in the world? Is it like the guardrails you said at the beginning are we're not actually letting it just access the whole internet for this specific use
Yeah.
cases. You're trying to keep it in its own little area of expertise for
Yeah.
that agent.
So thanks for the question, and you like now like a little bit the nerd in me
Yes.
comes in. So with
Okay.
the agent, I'm not going too technical. What I
Yeah.
just demonstrated. This
Yeah.
agent is connected to OpenAI, so
Okay.
ChatGPT, right? So
Okay.
like it
Yeah.
generated its question from ChatGPT. But if a nonprofit is already using their own LLM model,
Right.
you can the agent can connect to any API to any LLM which
Yeah.
is out there. So if an organization is already using ChatGPT for nonprofits, by the way, ChatGPT is giving like a lot of discounts to
Oh, I know
nonprofits.
they are.
So is Claude,
Right. What?
the Claude and Gemini, and then with Salesforce there's Agentforce, and you can choose your own I model which
Yeah.
you want the agent to sit on top of, right?
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
if a nonprofit already has their own things set up with whatever like system, and it has like contains their knowledge base, the
Okay.
agent can sit on top of it.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. I mean, I'm just going to throw out my, I always do a call out for change agent when all the people are talking about all the AIs. I'm like, don't forget our homegrown change agent tool. They're great. But yeah, that's super helpful. I'm sure there's a million other questions, and I don't want to have, I don't want to keep you forever because I'm sure I could just ping you with all sorts of ideas and questions and thoughts. But this has been super, super helpful to give folks like real use cases. I mean, we've all seen the little, chat agents, pop up, and they're generally very limited in sort of their use cases. And I think this is sort of this giant leap forward in the opportunities to create an interactive moment for visitors, and potential donors, volunteers, etc., for folks coming to your website that gives them a much different kind of experience than the basic chat agent.
Exactly, like with a chatbot, the chatbot just waits on your input and replies, but the agent is like beyond, right? The agent is guiding visitors towards an action or towards a specific outcome, and of course it's like it's more interactive than
It's a more interactive experience. I mean, the personification spaces that we're getting into, I know this is the space that scares a lot of people.
Yes,
And
it's not for everyone. I mean, honestly, right?
Right.
But it's I think
for people.
it's very interesting for a lot of nonprofits.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, if you're engaged with like senior citizens, if you have some seniors, if you're running senior centers, or with if you're running some non-profit who with like special groups of people, so it might not be like
not be
a
the
good
right
fit for them.
For your audience. Yeah.
Yeah, but like if you're engaging, especially with younger audiences, with those. I mean, that's an excellent use case.
Yeah. Before long, I've always been saying this, like, not only we're not going to know how to write, we're not going to know how to type, because everything is going to be voice activated in about 5 minutes. It's going to be like, if I can't talk at this, then I'm not going to use it. And if it can't talk back to me and stuff like that. So it's very interesting. There was this whole thing where I was like, we stopped learning how to write cursive. We stopped. Then it's like manuscript is like going away. I'm like literally typing. We're going to like skip right over the where we just rely solely on typing, and it's just going to be speaking into devices. So the future's here. It's cool. It's not for everybody, but I do think it's something that people should there's going to be a window of time, I think,
people should just test and experience
Exactly.
with it, and then just to see, okay, is it for us or not? And so Jen, I also, before we like coming close on time, I also because thanks for having me again. It's a real pleasure talking to you, and just like a little incentive or like little giveaway. So we want to offer 3 agents to like 3 nonprofits who would be interested in experiencing and testing this out. I'm not saying put it on your website tomorrow, but if you try it, experience it. So we gonna be like offering 3 free pilots.
Okay.
To 3 of the nonprofits who are reaching out to you. So please reach out to Jen.
Okay.
And then Jen can set us up and happy to do like 3 free pilots. And then if the nonprofits like it, they want to set them live, then they would have the possibility to use it for free for 2 years.
Oh my goodness. That is an amazing, generous offer. Thank you so much. So it's on, people. I will put this on my LinkedIn post after the fact and in my blog, and we'll put it out there about the offer. So you want reach out to me directly, or should they come to you about this? Which is your preference? Either just sort of say, I saw this on UnTangled.
You organized, you host the show, so like please reach out to Jen, and then Jen can
Okay, then we'll make it happen. So we'll reach out to me. It's just jen@fireflypartners.com. I'll put it all out there. You know how to find me. If you found this podcast, then you found me already. So let's reach out and get the agent of your choice on your website and see how this can help maybe with conversions or interactions and engagement, and see if we can get some increase in that engagement factor. That would be amazing. Very generous offer. Thank you, Dirk, for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and new excitement for us as we wrap is we just pushed UnTangled is now on Apple and on Spotify. So you can actually subscribe to our UnTangled channel on Apple and Spotify now too. So we're trying to really like increase the, viewership and subscribers so we can actually get people knowing when new episodes drop and they can listen every week. And then if they want to, they can come back to the site and things like that and watch the episode. But certainly we love to, unlike something like this, people would go, oh, I heard that, but then I need to go find it and watch it because you did a nice interaction with the screen share. So, sometimes people can just listen, but sometimes they'll then can find the way back to the fireflypartners.com website and then actually watch the episode after the fact. So thank you so much, Dirk. So awesome. Thank you for the generous offer. We're here every Thursday at noon Eastern. Next week, I'm going to be joined by Jen McFarland from Merit Digital, and we're going to be talking about sustainability. What is AI and sustainability? How do those two things go together? Can they work? What does a sustainability AI practice look like? Something, again, I think lots of folks have concerns and questions about, and I've seen one of her talks already, so we're excited to talk about that next week. So noon Eastern on LinkedIn. Thank you again, Dirk from DTG, and we will see everybody here next week. Have a great rest of your Thursday.
Yes. Thanks for having me, and